While it hardly seemed possible for a cuter and spunkier droid than R2-D2 to join the Star Wars universe, BB-8 has been a delight for fans ever since he first rolled into Star Wars: The Force Awakens, inspiring countless memes devoted to his plucky personality. The little astromech droid has gone on a series of wild adventures in the sequel trilogy and, like R2, proven a steadfast friend and courageous hero. Whether he's giving Finn a thumbs up after making a last-minute repair to the Millennium Falcon, or joining Rey on her Jedi training, he's a little droid with a big heart. These memes celebrate everything that makes him BB-8. He has no fear even when up against villains like Captain Phasma and her battalion of stormtroopers. BB-8 doesn't cower in the face of death. Like R2-D2 before him, BB-8 is a droid that saves the day, hot wiring at STs if necessary or helping to make speedy repairs on the Millennium Falcon. As this meme demonstrates using a still from Star Wars Battlefront 2, BB-8 is mocking Darth Vader with his lighter appendage, sending a clear message to the Sith Lord that he will show no mercy in their impending confrontation. Like a small dog, BB-8 has no idea how small he is, and regularly takes on beings 5 times as big. He has a distinct shape. Most fans were very familiar with astromech droids by the time BB-8 rolled into view. After all, they'd been accustomed to seeing R2-D2 in the back of Luke's X-Wing and Anakin's starfighter. A round astromech droid didn't compute until they saw all the unique accoutrements the new little ball-shaped droid had. Every droid is as distinct as every other human or alien in the Star Wars universe, so including BB-8 brought something a little different to the duo of C-3PO and R2-D2, effectively turning one of the best duos of the original trilogy into a triumphant trio. He's compared to R2-D2 a lot. It was only natural that once BB-8 appeared he would instantly be compared to another spunky droid, R2-D2. Up until BB-8, R2 had been the resident plucky droid who didn't let his size or the fact that he was a droid prevent him from joining in on the fun of the human adventures. BB-8 starts the sequel trilogy as Poe's droid but quickly becomes the compact companion of Rey, the hero of the story, and they become one of the best duos of the sequel trilogy. Given their association, and the comparison to R2's friendship with Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy, it's not surprising that they would compete. BB-8 is his own droid. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker packed a lot of plot and references into its running time as the capstone on the entire Skywalker saga, even going so far as to introduce an entirely new droid into the mix. BB-8 had already dominated the entire sequel trilogy, with R2 around for support, so was D.O. necessary. The little droid's storyline indicated it had been abused, and BB-8 became like a mentor to him, showcasing his agency and making him feel like a part of the group. BB-8's behavior didn't help fans feel like D.O. was shoehorned into the plot for no apparent reason other than to sell a cute toy. He has a sense of humor no matter the situation. BB-8 had happy beats for anyone who needed them. His programming included a surprising amount of emotional intelligence and a quirky sense of humor. Whether he was dancing to celebrate a victory against the First Order, or giving Finn a thumbs up, he proved humor was the best remedy for tension. Like R2, he was a character designed for comic relief. His wacky antics or bouts of bravery created situations that made the audience laugh as much as the surrounding characters. As melodramatic as the Star Wars franchise can be, characters like BB-8 always highlight its whimsy and wonder. He's kind of a marketing ploy. Fans once accused George Lucas of incorporating fuzzy teddy bear-like creatures into his original trilogy to sell more toys, and it seems the same accusations were lobbied at J. Abrams and his team once fans got a load of characters like BB-8, D.O., and even Babu Frick. The franchise has always been intended for children, and having adorable droids roll around not only excites them, but inspires the inner child in every fan. At least, that's what the market research from Dunder Mifflin indicates. BB-8 is just neat. A galaxy is a big place, and fans love different Star Wars characters for a variety of reasons. BB-8 might have started out like a clone of R2-D2 in terms of what he brought to the franchise, but over time he's developed a steadfast fandom all his own. Whether BB-8 adds anything significant to the sequel trilogy isn't the point if fans just like the fact that he's a fun character with a lot of personality, and happens to be the shape of a beach ball. Boba Fett had very little screen time and a smattering of lines in the original trilogy, but that hasn't stopped his fandom from growing, and he has his very own live-action show. Sometimes, a character is just neat. BB-8 and R2-D2 have their own strengths-weaknesses. While some fans find it unfair that R2-D2 has to compete with BB-8, both have plenty of useful droid abilities and something special to contribute to the franchise. Where some fans found R2-D2's rocket boosters annoying in the prequel trilogy, some found BB-8's suspension cables irritating in the sequel trilogy, and vice versa. Each droid is not only loyal and funny, they also perform important functions for the plots of the movies, and keep the storyline progressing forward. Without droids like R2-D2 and BB-8 plugging in and opening doors on secret bases or shutting down trash compactors, the heroes would never win. He's kind of a mystery. According to the Star Wars databank, BB-8 is a new model astromech droid, seen as an improvement over his peers that had legs. Like all astromech droids, BB-8 kept starfighters operational, like Poe's X-Wing, and later the Millennium Falcon, after having no trouble traversing the shifting sands of Jakku. This meme suggests BB-8's shape came about from R2-D2's encounter with a dataport on the Death Star back in A New Hope, with a nod to repeating visual cues that reappear commonly throughout the entire Skywalker saga. He has a distinct color combination. Droids come in all sorts of color variations, but with his white and orange contrasting shades, BB-8 is distinct. Luckily, like the flashy C-3PO, he's also easy to spot by his allies. BB-8 isn't as chatty as 3PO or R2, but once he gets past his shy stage, his colors match his vibrant personality. In The Martian, Matt Damon's character wears a spacesuit that bears a strong resemblance to BB-8's color scheme, prompting one Twitter user to post this meme comparing the two. So who wore it better? The movie might have come out first, but BB-8 perfected the look. With a gentle touch you tell me